Hey, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to show you the Refugium I made out of the auto top-off little tank here that came with this Red Sea reefer. All I did was ordered some glass hole saws off Amazon. They were just cheap ones from overseas. However, being that they were cheap, low quality, the mandrel, the center part that goes into the drill, wasn't perfectly centered, which definitely didn't help. Of course, I used it anyways, but what that did was give me a not so nice cut, which is why you see that ugly plumber's putty there. Because as I was drilling, I drilled so close to the edge. I mean, that was probably my fault. First time I ever drilled through glass. I did do it under the sink. You know, you got to keep it wet. But there's a crack here. There's actually a crack running down here. And I didn't have the aquarium safe silicone on hand. That I can't even get it in my town. I have to order it online. I happen to have some plumber's putty, which is why I used it. It looks like crap, but it does work. However, I definitely do want to use the silicone, the clear silicone, so I don't have to look at this anymore. Basically, all I did was drilled one hole a little higher. So this one's kind of the emergency one, which even though you see the water halfway up the drain, it's not actually draining. It was a kit. All these pieces were just one kit from J&L Aquatics for, I don't know, it was $5-6, and then I add a little piece of 1/2-inch hose. This is a 1/2-inch kit. As far as the emergency runoff, I used the Magnifuge LED light, as you see here. I just thought it was a slick way to do it. However, being that this tank is so small, it's definitely the wrong light to use because it just doesn't project enough light into the fuge. However, it has been growing the Kato. But I did order a light that'll sit on top. I believe the distance is 13 inches, so I ordered an adjustable 12-inch LED on Amazon, cheap one again. And then I'll do an update as soon as that's here. The Tunzi LED strip would actually fit perfectly here. You know, it attaches just via magnet, so I could have the magnet here, and then it would basically the Tunzi LED would just fill this space perfectly. However, the price, I just couldn't justify it. But now that I've spent on this, basically wasted that, and you know, spent a little more on this other LED I have coming. You know, almost could have bought a Tunzi. This thing was what, 70 Canadian. So this little thing isn't cheap, but it's just so slick. If it was just in the sump, it would be great to just put here, and it would project the light, you know, all over the sump. It's 6 LEDs and 6500K, so it does work. And then all I did, as far as the outflow, I mean, here's where the water really comes out. You see some more plumber's putty. I know it looks like crap, but again, I will take this thing apart and fix it. Main reason I didn't do it sooner is I had the Kato coming. Of course, I had to fly the Kato in because I can't get that locally, which is silly. I did add some fish to the order, so it wasn't a waste, but I wanted to get it done. And then I just used the 1/2-inch tubing. You see a ball valve there. I only can get a 5/8 in my town, so I just, you know, heat the tubing up, stretch it, and what that does is just get rid of the air bubbles, so you don't hear the air going. And I have it going straight into the return section, because the plan for this for me is not so much nutrient export, being that it's such a small refugium. It's more for future. I want to see if I can grow some pods, some copods. There's, I think, copods.ca. You can get the copods, and then the whatever else you need to feed them. The water, I don't know. I'll look into that, and when I get them, I'll be able to let you know. So that's the outflow. And as far as the inflow, I got a tiny pump there. That pump just basically sits on the bottom, and it's a 80-gallon. And I have it there with some more of those 3M strips, or clips, I should say. And it just, you know, I don't have it too far under, because remember, you know, if you get a power outage, it'll just, however deep it is, it'll just drain out into your sump, and you don't want your sump to overflow. And it works. It's silent. You know, like I mentioned, the Kato is growing. I do want to breed some copepods in there. I do want a dragonette in the future. I look forward to getting a dragonette. Seems like most captive bred ones these days can feed off mysis, but I think it would be neat to have some copepods. I did get tiger pods when I had the Cato. I dosed a small bottle of tiger pods in here, but I don't believe any of them survived. I mean, they do need to eat. They probably just got pushed out into the aquarium where the fish just ate them. So, I mean, that's really it for this build. This was, you know, minus the LED. It was an inexpensive build, being that I already had this tank. I just had to drill the 2 holes, add the overflows, and now she's running great. Just need to get the LED strip figured out. And I will, again, do an update on that when that comes. So that's it for this video. I'm gonna skip to a video of my bubble tip eating fire shrimp shell. My fire shrimp molted, and somehow my anemone found it and ate it. She also split, so I'll skip to that. And then I'll do a tank update. I don't have my yellow filter on, so it's gonna be pretty blue. But you know, I got some more Anthias. There's the fire shrimp, and the pistol shrimp with that goby. They definitely have that symbiotic relationship going on. I added a Chemi-Pure Blue that I just happen to have, but I have some Purigen because on the back wall there's still some brown or some diatoms, I believe. And as far as the sand, it is clean. The sand sifting goby, even though it'll spray sand all over your rocks, it definitely does a good job of cleaning the sand. I did have to move the gastria up there from there because it just would spit sand all over it, but no big deal. Anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Till next time.